Hello and welcome back to SNHU Esports. My name is Shane. I will be your host tonight as we get ready for an Overwatch game tonight. We were going to have one earlier. If you were around for that, I apologize. That match ended up getting canned, but we have one coming up here. It will be Pearl versus St. Joseph's Long Island in the ECC. So we're checking in on the ECC. Normally our games are in the NECC, but there is still some pretty big stuff going on with the ECC because these teams, if they do well in the division, they get an invite to go down to Texas. So it's a pretty big deal for these players. I know a lot of teams that have gone down before have had a great time going down to play in LAN. So definitely exciting. A lot of great stuff going here. Is Pearl playing, but I believe the situation last year was they ended up making it through the ECC, and then both teams got to go down to Texas. That is a pretty good deal. So definitely they're really looking to pull out of this match good because they are currently in a three-way tie for the third seed, having won the game that was supposed to happen earlier by default. So now they are currently 3-2 in the league, along with St. Joseph's Long Island, which are going up against very soon, and Malloy University, which I believe we beat earlier this semester. So that tie is looking pretty good. We're going to hop into our map overview for tonight and get a look at what our first pick is here. The ECC is a little different from the NECC, and you'll see right here we have got a lot of unknowns on the board. Nepal be our first map. I believe this was picked by St. Joseph's Long Island, but after this first map, it is I believe, a complete grab bag in terms of what the loser can pick. No predetermined game mode order, no predetermined map order, just whatever's in the pool is fair game for the loser to pick. So expect a little bit of a crazier match tonight. Still with Nepal first coming up, I'm personally more partial to seeing that Lijiang map 1. It's definitely something that a lot of teams have prepared for and rehearsed for, but with Nepal going to be the first one coming up, definitely a change of pace. Let's go ahead and hop into Nepal and see our teams start to square up here. Now, Pearl is a team that we have seen quite a bit on stream on our Fridays. If you don't know, we typically like to hop into some of our other teams in different leagues. Sometimes we'll check in on Valorant playing in CVAL, the Collegiate Valorant League, the official one, or the League of Legends team playing in, I believe, CLaw, which is just like CVAL, the official League of Legends Collegiate League. So if you want to see that, there is a B stream that should be happening right about now, which will be League of Legends Blue Team going up against the College of Staten Island. So definitely something to check out right there. But while you're here, let's go ahead and get this first map underway. And with these teams scrambling towards the hill, we'll see immediately very different team compositions coming out here. St. Joseph's Long Island is running that Ilari as well as the Torbjorn and Junkrat, which are very, very different from what we normally see. While SNHU seem to run their pretty standard build right here. Mech down, going to leave Lazy Turtle dead in the water. Robomania not going to last much longer, and Slime Lord very low as well. Fives will get taken out from SNHU's side. And with him going down, it looks like SNHU are going to go ahead and win this first team fight. They're going to get control of the hill and start to send St. Joseph's back towards the spawn. And that's going to be a pretty big stagger right there as they take down Kokoro. Going to definitely slow down St. Joseph's. And we're just cutting back to me for a quick second while we resolve some sound issues. Don't worry, it's not going to be the whole night without game audio, hopefully. So as soon as we get that resolved. But SNHU in a good spot right here in the driver's seat for this first map. And as St. Joseph's start to regroup and get ready for this next push, it's definitely going to be on SNHU to just try and maintain their positioning. They've got a great defensive team composition right here with that Sigma, with the Bastion, as well as the Baptiste, really lets them just hold down a lot of space. But see, immediately as they start to go in, the wall comes out and blocks off so much line of sight. It's going to lead Lazy Turtle out of the mech. Slime Lord down, Kokoro down, Robomania down as well. Isabel falling, and it's just Lazy Turtle left to stagger. Hopefully he can get away from the team, but it's looking unlikely, and they're just going to go ahead and wait for him to jump off the cliff himself, it looks like. Unless he wants to try and get back to his team, but very, very unlikely. We'll see the reset come out right. Actually, not right there. I thought he was going for the ledge, but Lazy Turtle finally goes down. That is a pretty hefty stagger. By about 20 seconds or so, you see St. Joseph's is already stacked up and ready to try and take the hill, but they don't have their tank with them. Lazy Turtle just now coming off of respawn. A lot of time getting shooed away here as SNHU close in on the 75% mark. Not too much time left in this round. St. Joseph's really need to try and pick up the pace and take this hill, but they don't have any ultimates to work with. Only the Kitsune Rush, which they're going to have to find value for, but as Isabel goes down, then Alari's off the board. Gokuro falls right after the Kitsune Rush comes out. Still in effect, but so much damage coming out from SNHU on this defensive hold. Not going to let Slime Lord get in there, and as they hit 95%, it's looking very, very unlikely that St. Joseph's are going to be able to contest this in time. SNHU will walk out of this with the first round and just picking up a little bit of extra kills there to pad out the stats. 5, you know, that's not too fair. That's slow-mo. It's slow-mo there at the end. You know, they can't react to that too well. But anyways, it's going into round 2 right now. SNHU with the lead. We saw how strong their defensive composition can be once they get control of the hill. We'll see St. Joseph's tweak their composition a little bit. They are going to drop that Torbjorn. They're going to go for the Reaper instead, opt to go for a little bit more of a front-to-back sort of style, just try and melt down the front line before you move back in, especially with a character like Sigma. His real big weakness is just getting walked on. So you really got to be afraid, but looks like SNHU are going to completely change things up. Switch over to the Reinhardt, still a character where you got to be pretty careful about getting harassed from the sides, especially by a character like Reaper who can shred you down pretty quickly. He's going to be relying on the rest of his team a lot, and we will actually see SNHU stick onto the Symmetra for a late teleport to actually get control of the hill very early. St. Joseph's on the high ground, looking to try and mount an offensive right here. They got 5 seconds until the control point unlocks. Just getting a little bit of poke damage in right here, but SNHU doing pretty well for themselves, in good shape. A lot of damage going out into Slime Lord, but no kills yet. We'll see as soon as that wall comes up. They did almost isolate Robomania, but not too much damage going through. A gamer tag gets picked off though. Slime Lord finds that nade exactly where it needs to be, and that's a healer down, as well as that immortality field gone. Could be disastrous here. It's just one trick left, but that Lucio, very, very, broad kind of AoE healing, not great for bursting up your team, and so we'll see once players start to get low, it's very hard to bring them back, and with one trick down, there are no healers on the front lines right here. Fives can't stay alive. Romania finds 2 kills. Slime Lord going to finish off Crimrun right there. That's going to be St. Joseph's to get control of the hill right here. SNHU, they had control of it for a moment. See him at 26% right now. That's going to be good for later in this round when, they got their back against the wall a little bit. They're not going to be reclaiming the hill from 0, but it is definitely going to be an uphill battle if they're not able to take the hill right back as St. Joseph's start to close in on their scoreline, closing into taking the lead. I want to see Crimrun really use this wall to cut off some sightlines right here because the spam coming out from St. Joseph's Junkrat is doing so much, but with Robomania going down, push this a little bit too far forward. The Photon Barrier comes through for Fives. Going to completely cut the team in half. Immortality Field forced out. LB Isabel's going down as well as themselves. 3 quick kills there for SNHU, just finishing off the stragglers as they reclaim control. St. Joseph's only able to make it 37% before SNHU have taken control back, and we'll see them already starting to retake that lead that they have. As they prep for the next fight, let's take a look at their ult economy going right now. St. Joseph's in a pretty good spot. They've got 3 ultimates up, 2 of which being those support ultimates, really going to amp up their team in terms of damage in these fights. Riptire could potentially try and find some picks, but that Death Blossom really going to help in that front-to-back kind of play style. Going to essentially turn Reaper unkillable while he lifesteals away from the rest of the team. But if he gets caught out in the open before he has the chance to use it, he might not have the opportunity. The Suzu comes through, but Kokoro is already so low. That could be an overcommit right here. We see the team starting to collapse in. The Death Blossom comes out. The beat comes through. The entire team catches it, but Fives falls. Just see the ultimates coming out now. The amplification makes from Gamer Tag just to pump up some extra damage, but we'll see SNHU slowly mopping up this team fight. Lazy Turtle trying to escape, staggered slightly. St. Joseph's actually did manage to get control of the hill there for a second as SNHU stepped off. That was just a brief moment where they weren't accruing score, but as SNHU reclaimed control, we'll see they are still making headway in terms of finishing up this round. Still, St. Joseph's at 54%. You absolutely cannot count them out. They've been able to consistently get control of the hill in this round, and if they're able to get control of it and hold on to it, then they've already got a pretty decent amount of score banked up. The amplification matrix is getting completely overrun. They don't have the chance to shoot people through it, but Slimelord finds a quick double kill. Dino Tank charging into the back line, able to find one trick. Was able to win the support duel against Kokoro, but St. Joseph seem to be cleaning this up as they move over towards the hill to reclaim control of it. SNHU only going to make it out of this with 95%, with St. Joseph's now starting to build up some score. Finally get the chance to play some defense right here. And we'll see they still do have a slight ultimate advantage. SNHU spent a lot of what they had in the bank, so really can't rely on those to bail them out of situations here. Wraith mode coming through. They are able to catch him before he can get back to his team. One trick goes down. Slimelord going to find that trade. The Kitsune Rush coming out to amp up the team. We see Lazy Turtle starting to make some headway into the point right here, but SNHU have reclaimed it. A Riptire is huge, though, and takes down two members of SNHU. Dino falling back. They're just going to call it as they fall back and wait for the team to respawn. St. Joseph's at 80%. They're going to have to go for an overtime play right here, and the situation has completely flipped on its head for SNHU. They need to make use of this speed boost to get in there in time. Time is ticking. All they have is that Photon Barrier to work with, not too many ultimates otherwise. Maybe an application matrix if they can find one, but Isabel immediately just going to get nuked. Lazy Turtle at half health, not going to find too much more healing with him dead. Slimelord goes down. Kokoro about to fall, goes down. Lazy Turtle barely has any health left, forced to fall back while Robomania goes down. Here comes Lazy Turtle to try and just get one last touch, but he isn't able to, and he's going to end up going down. SNHU 2-0 are going to take this first map of Nepal in a very clean fashion there. St. Joseph seemed like they were getting really acclimated in that second round, but SNHU still were able to pull off and do a pretty good job. But still, I do got to give credit. Play of the game, of course, going to Slimelord there. Able to find a lot of value in these team fights just off of this spam. Really just kind of, we saw, especially earlier in this round, how they were almost able to completely turn a fight on the hill just because of a few nades that found their target there. And I'm not calling it spam because I'm not saying he's spammy, all right? That's the point of the character, all right? The spam is good, and it's really working out for them right now. SNHU might need to find a way to deal with that, but they seem to be in ship shape so far, taking that first map. So where do we go from here? Again, this is loser's pick for the majority. If you weren't here for the beginning, I'm going to just run over this quickly again, but it is loser's pick, but we are in the ECC where there is a complete grab bag in terms of what the losers can pick. So anything goes here in terms of these maps, aside from obvious, they're not going to play deathmatch. Okay, come on, be serious. But they will be able to pick any game mode, anything like that, in any order. It's not necessarily going down to, a complete tour through every single game mode. Which team is the best at push? They might not even play push, guys. Come on. But because of that, St. Joseph's definitely have the ball in their court. They can absolutely just be like, oh, yeah, we're going to put out our best map, and we're just not going to play the game modes that we don't like, which they can absolutely do, especially if they get multiple losers picks, right? Gives them a chance to really play maps that they're accustomed to more so, and gives them a chance to really get a few points back. So the ball is definitely in their court right there. I would not feel overly confident right now, all right? SNHU are looking good, but St. Joseph's, like I said, they were starting to shape up in the second round there on that map. So it really is anyone's game right now. But while we wait for them to make that loser's pick, I want to remind you, we have Granite State Grind tomorrow. Did you know that? Yeah, we do. It is on the 11th, which is tomorrow. So definitely be sure to check that out. Sign up is exactly the same as all the other Granite State Grinds. You can come in, show up at the door, everything like that. You know the deal. Let's go and get to our map overview and see what's next for this Overwatch game, which will be King's Row. Starting things off here. Very much a classical Overwatch style map. If you're a fan of good old Overwatch, this is exactly what you wanted to see. And actually worth noting here, we saw Dino Tank pull out the Reinhardt on Nepal there. So definitely a character that is in his wheelhouse, one that he's familiar with, and on King's Row, one that is going to really do him well. Now, I know that we have seen, I did like the Alari pick there from St. Joseph's on Nepal. So SNHU didn't mirror it, but I know that we have seen SNHU Sapphire play Illari on King's Row. I don't know if that's still something that they're doing. Maybe they're going away from it a little bit, but we'll see as we head into King's Row. Our second map of the night, Pearl up 1. This is St. Joseph's pick. So definitely expect a little bit of an advantage from St. Joseph's here, but they have opted to play attack first. And like I said, we'll see that Reinhardt coming out. Again, pretty much the exact same composition here from SNHU. I think actually exactly the same composition from SNHU. This one seems to be kind of a composition that SNHU feel very comfortable playing. They play this composition on most maps. Occasionally, we'll see like a tank swap for some maps. They want to slightly vary things up, but the Mei, Bastion, Lucio, and Baptiste rarely changes from my experience of watching this team, which I got a good bit of. But St. Joseph's here, once again, going with that Orisa tank, trying to break through here. This is interesting because Orisa really is going to have to play very forward into Reinhardt. Not going to get too much of those long-range javelins really going off here, so very much brawl versus brawl, but, a defensive brawl versus an offensive brawl. It kind of fits the, it makes sense. But we'll see as St. Joseph start to take some space here. SNHU, we're holding pretty far back, not holding next to the wall, opting to hold next to the statue. Instead, Fives gets walled off here, and this could be a chance for St. Joseph's to find something, but with Lazy Turtle and Kokoro going down, it looks like it's a chance for them just to fall back or see that respawn screen as the full team gets taken out. SNHU obviously very comfortable here on King's Row, but who isn't? King's Row, again, classic map. All of these teams are going to have a ton of experience playing King's Row from the last few years that they've been playing Overwatch. This is very much a tried and true map that these teams feel great on. What is that lineup? For a second, I was like, that's a lineup, right? No, it's not. He was guessing. That's okay. I like it. I think workshop that a little bit. But SNHU, once again, just holding on to this corner here. We see Lazy Turtle starting to take some space. The hotel getting occupied there by Fives, trying to find some value. Dwums will get taken out by that bounce grenade there, but Dino Tank's going to trade another support right away. Now, opting to go straight in. The Immortality Field comes out to save his life. Now, just trying to catch the scattered members of St. Joseph's, but Dino Tank getting kited by that Mei. Not going to happen. Fives finding a triple kill right there to clean up the team fight. The last 2 remaining players just going to fall back, if not just respawning. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock for St. Joseph's. About 4 ultimates on board for them as well. They're close to getting that artillery, but other than that, they've got a lot of area control right here. That Kitsune rush is really going to push a lot of people away. We're going to see Fives pop the artillery right here. Could potentially find some big value here. Takes out Isabel. Not before they get the amplification matrix out, but we'll see St. Joseph's got to struggle. Just people walking up on them. Robomania getting disrespected right there as Dino Tanks just shields right in his face. Absolutely cannot hold that ground after your tank has crumpled, and we'll see both teams very, very even in terms of ult economy now. One thing I'm really concerned about for St. Joseph's, though, is this Earth Shatter. They don't have really any way to work around this. The best they can do is that their Orisa can, go gold, become CC invulnerable, as well as take, I believe, 50% less damage, and that will be able to kind of counter the Earth Shock, but not for anyone behind them. That's the tricky part, is this could be a full team thing, especially with this Blizzard coming out too. This could be huge, as 2 players, 3 players are frozen, and they're all about to go down, but the Immortality Field comes out just in time, walled off from the rest of the team, but not before Baptiste can just jump right over there, and suddenly SNHU down a tank, down a DPS, got to deal with the Kitsune rush coming at them, and they might just choose to fall back. The sound barrier coming out as Dwums reinforces the last remaining players here. Fives the only DPS in. He's going to take out Robomania in his ultimate. They're flying forward. Fives finds a double kill, gets saved by that Maywall, though the Immortality Field keeps him alive, and he jumps right out of there, knowing he can't take any more damage from his own sticky grenade. Both these teams are back to full force fighting right here on the front lines. St. Joseph's got to deal with Lazy Turtle very low. Kokoro gets picked off, and Turtle can't fall back around the corner. St. Joseph's now just trying to fall back to spawn and regroup, but it is a massacre out here outside the first point. St. Joseph's could be looking at a complete shutout right here. No progress on the point at all with 15 seconds left on the clock. They're going to swap over to the Diva, try and play a little more aggressive, try and just play very forward here. We got artillery on deck coming through now, blocking off the choke, and we'll see. He gets a good bit of damage onto 2. Dino Tank did pop that Earth Shatter, didn't find too much off of it. Five's going to get picked off there by Romania. It's going to be a huge upset as they come through, but with Lazy Turtle down and Isabel also falling, there's no one left alive on St. Joseph's. That overtime is left to burn out right here, and SNHU, a complete shutout here on the first point. St. Joseph's, they have got to put up one hell of a defense right here because they cannot allow SNHU to practically touch the point at all. All SNHU have to do is capture that first third of the point. They don't have to capture the whole thing. That's how good their situation is right now. And for SNHU, this is kind of just a situation where it's like, okay, the ball's next to the hole, just put it in. That's effectively what's going on for them right here. St. Joseph's really got to fight tooth and nail here. They got to play a super hyper defensive composition and essentially rely on not losing anyone, right? Because that's how those defensive compositions work. You know, they got kind of that firm sort of iron wall that you set up, but the moment you lose one player on that team, ooh, it's crumbling fast. And that's why we'll see SNHU pick up Crimrun here on Widowmaker. He's just going to probably stay on this for the opening, try and snipe someone through this window. This is a very classic King's Row play, which means that hopefully it will not catch anyone out for St. Joseph's here. This is if you've played King's Row, you've seen this one before. You'll be familiar with this, and that's why I'm hoping St. Joseph's don't get picked off right here, because if they do, they lose a player in this opening 5 seconds. Disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. It's going to take them so long to get back here, and we'll see. They're not having the Widowmaker Peaches, so no one knows, but we'll see if he's able to find any sort of value right here. And he's actually not even going to go for the peak. He's just going to fall back right here. And actually, they're just going to opt to try and hold Fives up there, get a little bit of scouting information. No big high-risk opening play. But see Lazy Turtle back to the wall. A lot of shields on him, but not going to last too much longer if he keeps receiving that kind of punishment. And Isabel falls. That's a huge opening pick right here. The healing cut in half. Gokuro trying to keep the team alive all on their own. Doing a great job, too. St. Joseph's cleaning up house. Just Dino Tank left as they completely flip the situation around. It's a team kill. And St. Joseph's have shown that they might have what it takes to hold this. But even if you have what it takes, it's still 3.5 minutes. That is a long time to try and hold out against another team of equal skill. You got to be playing out of your mind. Keep in mind, this is St. Joseph's home turf. They picked this map, but they are going to lose Robomania as SNHU cruise right into the point. A lot of damage going out. There goes that healing turret as well from Ilari. Slime Lord not going to last too much longer. It's 4 dead. Lazy Turtle the last one, and with him down, SNHU capture the first third of the point. That's all they need, and they wrap up King's Row. We are at 2-0 in favor of SNHU right now. A very, very nice scoreline to be at only 2 games into this set. Obviously, goes without saying, SNHU are at set point right now. If they get this next map, then we all wipe our hands clean, we go home early, and it's just a little outing here. But St. Joseph's, they don't want that to happen, obviously, right? These teams are all tied for third place in the league. St. Joseph's is going to put up a big fight to try and keep this under control. They're going to get another loser's pick after this to pick a map that they like, and one that hopefully they have a better performance on than King's Row. Pearl, we saw, had a really, really great defense right there, and I think that comes down to just familiarity with the map, right? Obviously, like I said 100 times, King's Row is a classic map, so these teams, you expect them to have a lot of experience on it. Pearl, obviously very acclimated right there. We're going to wait and see what St. Joseph's next pick is, but in the meantime, another thing to talk to you about regarding our events and fighting games. If you didn't know, Never Hold Back happened last weekend. It was our very first Street Fighter 6 tournament, and it was great. We had a lot of fun. I'm super happy that it happened, and everyone who came in had a great time. If you're one of those people who came in, I absolutely urge you to take the survey that we have. It's posted on our Twitter. I believe you might have to scroll back a little bit to find it, but there is a survey that went out for that where you can leave all your feedback as anything like recommendations for the next one, or even if you'd like to see a new fighting game at the potential next Never Hold Back. Everything is in the works. Nothing confirmed yet, but we're going to go into our map overview and confirm the third map of the night, which St. Joseph's pick will be Rialto. Going over to an escort map. Rialto is one that we have seen quite a bit here. I don't think in recent documented history, but I think last semester we saw a lot of Rialto. So Pearl, obviously, they've got the whole playbook, they've got all the experience, they got the same coaches, Sapphire, so they're going to have a lot of the same bag of tricks, as well as a few of their own. Let's go and hop into Rialto. This is do or die for St. Joseph's right here, and they really need to try and perform. They're going to go for the E attack once again. Actually, not sure on the ECC ruling on which team gets to pick. I would assume that St. Joseph's gets to pick the map, but SNHU pick which side they play on here. So I think it's more likely that SNHU pick to play defense here, which is great. It allows them to kind of set a little bit of the pace in terms of like, oh yeah, we just want to hold you right at the front, right? They had a great performance on Kings Row doing exactly that same thing, and it made their offensive side super easy. But we'll see how this performs here. This is another map, a completely different bag of tricks. We're not seeing that Reinhardt anymore. It's actually the most different composition we've seen from Pearl in these 3 maps. Got that Sigma to bring things up, but we saw that on the first map. We saw that on Nepal. What I'm looking at here is the Ashe, as well as the Hanzo. Now, this is a very poke-heavy composition. They're really looking to try and play on the high ground, and there's a lot of clustered positions where players could be in, right? Pretty much the entire track for the payload here is along a low ground choke point, so that TNT is going to be able to get a ton of burn damage on it, as well as Bob having a ton of area of effect if he's able to come out early. Now, this high ground hold does start to crumble if St. Joseph's actually makes it pretty much around this corner right here where you see the cart. So this is kind of a high performance demand here from SNHU, and they are able to find an opening pick here. Crimrun on the Ashe, able to take down Slime Lord, and that does do a good bit, these picks, to counter that Pharah. We see the Widowmaker coming out from St. Joseph's, trying to just take some pokes at the high ground, trying to shred the shield a little bit, but we're going to see St. Joseph's try and back away from that pharmacy composition. Fives! Finding some nice little angles there on Kokoro. Going to be able to pick off one of the supports. Both the supports dead now as Crimrun does his due diligence. Going to pick up a 3rd kill as well on the Lazy Turtle, and that is pretty much the entire front line of St. Joseph's dismantled right here. We'll see Robomania and Slime Lord. Actually, Crimrun going to do a little duel now! That was unfortunate. That was unfortunate that we saw that. But it's okay. It's not really a big deal, that pick. Crimrun's going to be on his way back. He's going to be delayed to this fight by about 10 seconds. He's almost here already. Don't worry. He's back, practically. He's practically here right now. But, oh, quick little 2 kills right there from SNHU. They pick up another one as Kokoro falls. Slime Lord not going to last much longer. Just Lazy Turtle left to fall back, and I would be very surprised if they don't find a little stagger right there as he goes down. See, this is the corner I'm talking about. If the cart gets around this corner, this hold that SNHU are doing suddenly starts to kind of crumble a little bit. You see them kind of, that's why they fell to the low ground there. They didn't want to hold that high ground if, St. Joseph just be passing right by them. But we'll see as SNHU get ready for this next push to come in. Seeing some revisions to the composition from St. Joseph's right here as they swap over to that Reinhardt off of the Orisa. Trying to put up a little bit more of a defensive wall for the team. I think that's important because we have seen so many early picks come out, like that pick onto Robomania. Inforsight left on the deck, not going to be coming out for this team fight, maybe on respawn, but we'll see. Actually, the swap to maintain 25% of that ultimate over to Reaper, exchanging that for a little bit of Death Blossom progress. Fives, trying to get some damage in here. Dino Tank and One Trick starting to clean things up with his Amplification Matrix, putting in even more damage. Hilari caught behind, not going to live too much longer. Robomania not even going to find that kill onto Gamertag. That was so close, but SNHU will pull out that team kill right there. 1.5 minutes on the clock for St. Joseph's. About halfway to the first checkpoint where they will receive a time extension if they're able to get there. But for SNHU, they just need to maintain a hold here. This is a very big choke point they're trying to push through. Lazy Turtle has moved away from the rest of his team as it's back to the entirety of SNHU and just getting shredded. The entire team must have crossed without his cover, and they're just getting picked off one by one. Isabel falls. Lazy Turtle not going to live too much longer. Just Robomania left. Caught up here in this staircase. I think Crimrun just heard him say hi, and he's going to immediately turn the corner and dink him right in the head. We'll see him fall back. He does not die, but SNHU still holding on strong. 3 ultimates for both teams available. Getting close to an Earth Shatter for Lazy Turtle, but unlikely that we'll see it in the next 30 seconds here. He's got to be able to get in and get some hits, and he is able to find some. They just need to stay out of melee range. The Flux coming through, and it's a big one. They find some good damage here. Isabel goes down. Robomania Chunk, Lazy Turtle, not long for this world. 25 seconds left. We see Kokoro not going to live. Slime Lord, he's got like 5 health right now, and I think they know where he is. Gamertag going up just to finish him off. He does get trapped. That could have been a very scary situation right here. But with 10 seconds left on the clock, St. Joseph's have to go for an overtime play, and we see them switch to the Winston, just get that extra movement. 7 seconds here now. They make the touch. They start to push the cart here. One Trick gets caught out, forced to fall back. As he pops that sun, gonna fly up a little bit. Now just gonna consistently plink away at Kokoro here. A lot of damage coming out. Kermon finds Lazy Turtle, no tank for St. Joseph's, and now they're just falling one by one. Overtime ticking down. They gotta make a touch on the cart, and it's looking unlikely. It's team kill for SNHU with a fantastic defensive hold right here, not letting St. Joseph's capture the first point. All they've got to do is make it around the bend. SNHU are on the home stretch right now to closing this out. That was a very, very short distance right there, but that high ground hold is very, very strong and effective. We'll see if St. Joseph's have the same kind of level of proficiency on that high ground hold, because it's really, really going to be important that they hold this. Again, I said it was do or die at the start of the map. Get serious. Buckle in. Focus up. Lock in. Because this is do or die now. You really got to hold them back, and SNHU are going to have that full time bank, and you see them playing dive. They're completely switching their change of pace right here. They are just looking to overwhelm the high ground. That is exactly what you need to do in this kind of situation. Don't give them the chance to poke at you from far away. Just get up there. Get up there and mess them up, because that's all you need to do. You need to win one team fight on offense right here to get around the corner. St. Joseph's need to withstand like 7 pushes from SNHU if they're quick and clean. And they don't have to actually claim that much space. So we'll see. The silence before this whole thing kicks off right here. The last stand of St. Joseph's. Let's go ahead and kick this off. 5 starting to move in invisible, trying to get into the back lines right here. We'll see Crimrun and Dino Tank really going to be looking to dive together, especially on those targets that One Trick is able to get Discord on. They spot out that trap early on. 5's getting a lot of scouting information right here. Could see the hack come through. There comes the Genji. He finds the insta kill onto Isabel, takes him out right away. They'll lose Gamertag in the process, and 5's as well. That's 2 down for SNHU. And they might have to back up a little bit and stabilize. They've got the cart halfway where it needs to be already. That sleep comes through, as well as the anti-heal, and Slime Lord just can't get out of there. Dino Tank also purple, gonna get slept right around that corner. Potentially a lot of damage coming in, but a lot of healing as well. 3 players dead on St. Joseph's. Lazy Turtle soon to fall. It's only Isabel on the point over there, just around the corner. SNHU walk the payload down to the finish line right here. A 30-minute in and out, quick and clean game from SNHU here. A fantastic performance tonight, and that is going to boost them ahead to claim the 3rd place in the rankings right now. So a big, big game here tonight. Obviously, I'd say that it was great that they won both their games tonight, but the first one was kind of a bye. So the first one was essentially forfeited. So it was just one good game, but it was a really good game. So credits to the team right there, and credits to St. Joseph's for coming out and playing their hearts out. But SNHU are just looking so strong. Really love to see these players out here playing tonight. But that's all for us. I think the League of Legends game is probably still going on right now. I can't see it, obviously, but it's only been 30 minutes, and I know League of Legends takes a little bit longer than that. So if you're still hungry for more SNHU esports, check out our B stream, twitch.tv/SNHU esports B, all one word. You'll be able to see League of Legends, our blue team, take on College of Staten Island. Be sure to check that out. But that's all for us tonight. Be sure to follow our Twitter at SNHU Esports for all sorts of updates on upcoming matches, upcoming events. More on that later. But also check out our Discord, discord.gg/SNHU Esports, to find a hub for the community on campus that is awesome. Check it out. That's where you'll be able to find the most up-to-date information, probably, and you'll get pinged right away if there's any sort of big announcements, like the fact that Granite State Grind, again, is tomorrow. If you haven't signed up yet, you should. because it's awesome. It's Veterans Day weekend anyway. You got a long weekend. Why not play some Smash Bros in the meantime? But hey, we'll see you right back here tomorrow for Granite State Grind. We are going to throw you over to some League of Legends in the meantime, though. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow. Upset as they come through, but with Lazy Turtle down and Isabel also falling, there's no one left alive on St. Joseph's. That overtime is left to burn out right here, and SNHU see Lazy Turtle back to the wall. A lot of shields on him, but not going to last too much longer if he keeps receiving that kind of punishment, and Isabel falls. That's a huge opening pick right here. The healing cut in half. Gokuro trying to keep the team alive. Them just hold down a lot of space, but see, immediately as they start to go in, the wall comes out and blocks off so much line of sight. And lead Lazy Turtle out of the mech. Slime Lord down, Kokoro down, Robomania down as well. Isabel falling, and it's just Lazy throws right into the point. A lot of damage going out. There goes that healing turret as well from Ilari. Slime Lord not gonna last too much longer. It's 4 dead. Lazy Turtle the last one, and with him a down. Huge upset as they come through, but with Lazy Turtle down and Isabel also falling, there's no one left alive on St. Joseph's. That overtime is left to burn out right here, and SNHU see Lazy Turtle back to the wall. A lot of shields on him, but not going to last too much longer if he keeps receiving that kind of punishment, and Isabel falls. That's a huge opening pick right here. The healing cut in half. Gokuro trying to keep the team alive. Them just hold down a lot of space, but see, immediately as they start to go in, the wall comes out and blocks off so much line of sight. And lead Lazy Turtle out of the mech. Slime Lord down, Kokoro down, Robomania down as well. Isabel falling, and it's just Lazy throws right into the point. A lot of damage going out. There goes that healing turret as well from Ilari. Slime Lord not going to last too much longer. It's 4 dead. Lazy Turtle the last one, and with him a down. Huge upset as they come through, but with Lazy Turtle down and Isabel also falling, there's no one left alive on St. Joseph's. That overtime is left to burn out right here, and SNHU see Lazy Turtle back to the wall. A lot of shields on him, but not going to last too much longer if he keeps